Nobody prepares women for this chapter of life. They prepare us for motherhood. They prepare us for marriage. They prepare us for taking care of everyone else but ourselves. They prepared us to keep going, to keep giving, to keep holding it all together. But very few people are preparing women for the moment that life begins to get quieter and deeper. When the kids are grown, when relationships begin to shift, when your body changes, because it is, the moments when purpose starts whispering louder than obligation, and suddenly the question becomes, who am I now? Today, we're talking about why this season of life is so much deeper than simply becoming an empty nester. Because this chapter isn't just about children growing up and leaving home. It can be about identity shifts, marriage shifts, relationship shifts, body shifts, spiritual shifts, and purpose-driven shifts. And if you've been feeling restless, maybe more emotional or disconnected from other things that used to be important to you, maybe you're awakening and something inside of you is asking for more. This isn't an accident. You may be entering one of the most sacred seasons of your life. This space honors all paths of connection, healing, and family, grounding ourselves in sacred teachings as we are anchored in ancient roots, ready to rise from the soil of our past. I'm Irene Stupski, here to guide you through stories, insights, and spiritual practices that will help you heal and rediscover your true belonging. Welcome to Divine Angelic Guidance, formerly Angels, Adoption, and Ancestors, as we grow this beautiful space for spiritual insight, awakening, and remembering who you are beneath the noise of the world. I'm Irene Stupski. I am a certified spiritual life coach, an author, an oracle card creator, and a guide for women returning to themselves in midlife and beyond. Here, we blend grounded wisdom, divine connection, and the deeper conversations that many women are quietly craving. And today, we're going there. For so many women, life has been built around roles like mother, partner, daughter, caretaker, professional, entrepreneur, the strong one, the one who keeps it all moving, the one who keeps it all together. This is fun. I could keep going. And then one day, whether slowly or suddenly, those roles, they begin to shift. And the children need you differently if they need you at all. And your relationships, they change too. Your parents may be aging or they may be gone. You may look at your spouse and wonder, who the heck are you? Your body asks you for a new rhythm. And what once fulfilled you may no longer fit. And many women, they think that something is wrong. But what if nothing is wrong? What if something sacred is being revealed? What if this chapter is not a loss of purpose, but an invitation into a deeper one? Recently, I was going through old journals of mine, and I found a letter that I had written to my younger self during a retreat. And it brought me right back to a memory of standing beside my 5th birthday cake, smiling for the picture, but hurting inside from moments earlier. And it reminded me how early many of us learn to disconnect from what we truly feel. Sometimes midlife doesn't create the wound. It reveals where we've been leaving ourselves for years. This is where I love bringing in both spirituality and research. I recently stumbled upon the book, The Awakened Brain by Lisa Miller, PhD, and I use the term stumbled upon loosely because that, my friends, was an angelic breadcrumb. The book coming to surface in perfect divine timing, It explores how spirituality is not just a nice idea, it is deeply connected to human well being. Her research has discussed how an active, personal spiritual life can be associated with greater resilience and lower rates of depression, especially during difficult life transitions, which is where we are. That matters because many women in midlife think they only need to fix themselves externally. Maybe they need a new plan, a new diet, a new routine, hormone treatment, a new role. But sometimes what the soul is asking for is reconnection to something deeper. Stillness, meaning, prayer, meditation, wonder, a sense that life is speaking to you again. Sometimes the ache is not failure, because sometimes that ache is the call to awaken deeper. And this is where divine angelic guidance can become so comforting in the process. Not as something outside of you that rescues you, but as a loving presence helping you return to yourself. Angelic guidance can come in so many different forms: a repeated message, a sudden knowing, a song at the right time, a book placed right in your path, a deep calm that makes no sense, a door closing that redirects you and another door opening, a whisper saying, "There is more for you." Many women become spiritually aware in this season because for the first time in years, they can hear themselves again. And when you hear yourself again, you often begin hearing divine guidance too. Maybe this season is not as empty as you may think. Maybe it's spacious. Maybe it's not an ending. Maybe it's an unveiling. And maybe life is finally asking, now that you've given so much of yourself, what would it look like to become fully alive yourself? So here's a gentle question to sit with for this week. What part of me is asking to be known now that the old roles are shifting? Don't rush the answer. Allow the guidance to come to you slowly in the next few days. Let it meet you while you're on a walk or while you're journaling, if that's something that you practice. A prayer, maybe on a quiet drive, a deep breath. I always get lots of insights in the shower, TMI probably. But I'm so excited to share that my new book releases May 26th, 2026. And it is called, ready? You Weren't Born to Fit In. Midlife Rediscovery, Remembering Who You Are Beneath the Roles, the Roots, and the Rules. And I am currently giving listeners the opportunity to win a free copy. And I will place the link below. Hopefully it's provided wherever you're listening to this so you can enter. And thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for walking this path with me. If this episode touched you in any way, please be sure to follow, like, and comment where comments are available. And if someone you love may need these words right now in this moment, sharing this episode is a beautiful way to pass the light forward. So until next time, you have spent years becoming what life required. Now, maybe the time to become what your soul desires.